What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Genevieve here, and today we are doing a modern speed build in The Sims 4. So this is a small modern home that I just decided to create for a loving family of 3 or 4 if you would want. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. If I'm not mistaken, the bathrooms aren't relatively big, but it has all the necessities that your Sims need, so that's all that matters. So 2 teenage rooms, or you could change them into children rooms, and then for the parents, so the 2 adult rooms, 1 adult room, but for both of them. So the parents' bedroom, and then the color scheme of this home is very plain, very white and black and brown. I just love the look of modern homes, especially when they actually are small. They look so amazing compared to these massive mansions that you create, and it just doesn't give that same effect when especially when you interior decorate. So I really enjoyed this build, and I hope you guys really like the outcome of it. So now we're just doing the exterior of the build. The wallpaper is quite different, so on the 2 edges of the home it's dark brown, and then it goes across the whole entire roofing of this home. There is no roof for this home, just to let you know, but I think modern homes, when you think about it, they don't have these like cottage roofs or these triangular big things on the roof, so I just kept it plain and simple, and it's just a flat roof. And then we added the tiny walls on the top to make the wallpaper carry on the top, so it looks like concrete that has been designed to go all the way around the home, but in a specific way. So I thought that looks really cool. And now we're just adding in some windows. I really hoped I could find, because the image that I was looking at, I took it off Pinterest, but it had half windows, so it's exactly like these, but they were halved, so it's not covering the whole wall. You can still see the wallpaper underneath. So I tried to lift the window up even higher just to make it half, but then it would stick out of the roof, so that wasn't really working. But anyway, these windows are perfect, but I just wish like they could give us another modern window where we could go halves and still see the wallpaper, so it doesn't cover the whole entire wall, if that makes sense. So now we're just adding in a little entrance and a walkway over here. I'm going to add tiny stairs, and then just add plants in this section here. I'm going to remove these plants that I put in here because I want it to look more non-realistic, if that makes sense. So the people who live here are very they're like OCD and very a perfectionist, so I wanted to make sure that the landscaping was as perfect as can be. So I'm going to just put individual plants there, like they planted them individually, and that's the way that they're supposed to grow. So now we just carrying on completing the windows and the exterior. This home does have a pool. It's got 1 balcony on the outside on the top floor above the pool, and so the kitchen and the living room is relatively big. I do have a little lounge area, nothing fancy, nothing huge. It's just a tiny modern build, and I really like the look of this. And then on the back of this home I did create like a little section where you can put some plants outside. I did make it the boys' room, but you can change it to the girls' room if you want, where you can put plants on the outside, and it just makes it look just very different compared to just having one straight wall and just a window. So I thought that was really cool. And so we're almost done with the exterior. We're just going to add some finishing touches, and then we're going to move on to the interior. I was really hoping to have this video up for you guys yesterday. Unfortunately, when I record voiceovers, my microphone picks up a lot of interference, so I usually try block the noise from my fan on my computer box, and as I did that, I heard static electricity, and my computer shut off and did not want to turn on at all. I only went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning trying to fix my PC. Eventually, after researching, I was able to fix it. So just a warning, guys, like make sure you're not static or put anything static on top of your computer boxes. Apparently it damages your motherboards and things like that. Luckily mine wasn't too bad, but yeah, I did not know that. I was very shocked because I was like, what happened? Did my power supply go? Did a component just like unplug by accident? What happened? And then as I'm researching this, I see that static electricity can actually damage a motherboard. So as soon as I saw that, I started stressing because I heard a lot of static, but it was more focused on me because I was wearing a fluffy jacket. So I didn't think it affected the PC, but apparently it did. So yeah, just be very, very careful with your equipment and what you put on it. I'm just gonna have to try find another way to try block out this noise. But yeah, it was horrible, and that's why I couldn't upload yesterday, and I am really sorry. But here's the video anyways, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really, really appreciate you doing that. I do have a lot of builds on my channel as well as a lot of challenges. So what I like to do is take things from movies or TV shows, I don't know, you name it, and try recreate it in The Sims and see how perfect I can get it. So I've done like a whole Powerpuff Girls series where I created the whole Townsville, so they all live in one lot on The Sims, in The Sims world. And then I also created Paradise Palms in Fortnite. I created the Mad Hatter's home. Friends, the TV show Friends, I created Rachel and Monica's apartments and Chandler and Joey's apartment. So yeah, so I just love to do like little challenges. It's a challenge for me just to see how perfect I can get it compared to the TV show. Obviously some things aren't going to look as perfect because we can't really match everything, but I do get it as perfect as possible. So yeah, so now we're just moving on to the kitchen. So we cluttering, as always. I love to clutter the counters in the kitchen. It just adds so much, like when you have your counters that are just empty, and you just put in your mind, you're like, oh, well, they can use it to make coffee or they can use it to make their sandwich. It's a waste of space, and I feel like in homes there is a lot of clutter, especially in the kitchen. So I really love to use the red shelf. If you guys haven't heard about the red shelf, I'll have the link in the description box below explaining the red shelf. So it is basically just a CC object that you can download, and it will be in your decorations tab when you are building, and you can literally just place it against a wall or an object that you want to put clutter on, and you raise it till it reaches the surface of that object, which means that it's reached that height, and then you just chuck a whole bunch of clutter onto the red shelf and you move away the object that you're going to place it on. So by moving it away, the objects that you're moving onto that area, it's not going to stick onto that object. So all of the Sims objects have certain ways in which you can put your objects, so it sticks to those certain sections. So by using this red shelf and moving the object away, it's got nothing to stick to. So that means you can just place your objects wherever you want, and then when you are done and you're happy with the placements, you move the object back. So yeah, if you're really interested in that and you really love cluttering your houses, whether it be your dining table, whether it be the kitchen, I don't know, bedrooms, shelving, anything, be sure to download that because it has really changed my life. It's so much easier than just trying to struggle and move things and press 9 and 0 all the time, because if you use the 9 and 0 keys to raise and lower your objects, it doesn't always reach that height. So sometimes you'll think it is, but if you actually zoom in, the object is actually floating or it's in the objects itself. So yeah, so definitely take a check on that if you are interested. Link is in the description box, and then obviously this small modern build is on the Sims Gallery. You can use Genevieve 007. I will have that in the description box as well. And yeah, you can download this home and enjoy it in your Sims world. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any ideas or, I don't know, any thoughts, any opinions on how to do builds, or any thoughts on what to create next. I don't know. Anything, I wouldn't mind. I love to take opinions into consideration. I ask people all the time, I'm like, what would you like to see on The Sims? and then people tell me their thoughts, and I'm like, okay, that's quite a challenge. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's something that you love doing, and if it's a challenge, it's even better, if that makes sense. So now we're moving on. Oh, we just completed the lounge area and the fireplace. So this section was quite weird. I didn't know what to do to fill the space. I just want to warn you guys, there is a lot of computers in this modern home, but so there's three computers. So one downstairs and one upstairs and one in the boy teenager's room or child's room, whatever you're gonna make it. Yeah, I just didn't know what to fill the space, so I was like, these people really like reading and creating books and playing games, and yeah, so they have 3 computers in this home. And then yeah, so now we're just doing the bathroom, very plain and simple, light blues, very modern, just yeah, very small. So, and then we do have a fireplace there, as I mentioned, and then the lounge is very gold and white, which I thought was really nice, just to add that whole modern vibes and to make it look like they are quite wealthy. Then I wanted to put a piano, but they are massive, so that did not work. So I am adding a study shelf or a bookshelf in this section here, where they can just grab a book and sit by the fireplace. And then on that empty space that you can see there on the left, I'm going to add a computer chair and a fish tank. So I thought that filled the space quite nicely, if you would say. So yeah, this build was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I need to do small builds more often because it doesn't really take up as much time, but even if it did, it's still fun to do, and you just love the end result because you fill up every single space within this home. So if you build a mansion with 20 rooms, you're surely not going to sit in each room spending an hour trying to decorate each little section of the rooms. So I think small builds are more detailed and you just pay more attention to them, which I really love, and I hope you guys like that as well. If you definitely want to see more small builds, then let me know. But yeah, it was really fun and definitely something that I don't do very often, but I think I'll start doing more like Ruston, modern, I don't know, suburban kind of homes soon, and make them also like small homes. And yeah, so this lot is in Newcrest, so I hardly build there. The only place that I actually have in Newcrest at the moment is the Powerpuff Girls. So yeah, so I only have the Powerpuff Girls in Newcrest. So now it's got the modern home. Yeah, I really love building in what's it, Magnolia, and I can't think of the other one. Oasis, no, Oasis Springs is okay, just the desert is quite annoying, but it's okay. It's not a world that I'll definitely choose over the other ones, but it's okay. So now we're moving on to the upstairs. So now we're doing the teenager's room. So his room is very blue, so you can make it a teenager's room or a child's room depending on your family preferences. So now I'm just using the red shelf again, but as you can see, it wasn't really necessary just for the basket because these objects do stick in the right sections. So yeah, so now we're just adding some posters. Just make it look very boyish, and yeah, so very blue. You can decide to have a child that sleep there or whatever. So now we move into the main bathroom. It is very small. It only has a shower and a sink and a toilet. I couldn't fit a bath or anything of that, or more than one sink, unfortunately, but I think it worked out really great. So yeah, just white as well, and yeah, very plain and simple as usual. So now we're moving on to the teenager or child's girl room. So it's very, very pink. I think her personality would be more self-driven, and she loves school and she loves to study and she loves all of those great things. So yeah, she's got a bookshelf and she doesn't have a computer in her room, just her wardrobe and her book with her bedside lamp. So yeah, so now we're just cluttering everything up, and I just love this clutter. It's so much better. Like when I first started building, I never used to clutter like this. I would literally just put a lamp and then a few things wherever it's stuck. So this red shelf and the movement of the objects have really helped in this case, and I absolutely love it. So now we're moving on to the master bedroom. So the master bedroom is black and white with a few pops of color. So side tables are really massive. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but whenever you put the side tables next to the bed, it looks like a freaking dining table. It's huge. So even if you downscale them, then the lamps don't fit. So what I did there was I took two normal tables, side tables that you can put in like the hallways, and I combined them together and I put the bed in front of them, so it looks like the side tables are relatively small, but it doesn't look huge. It irritates me so much that these side tables are so big, but anyways. And then moving on, so we just added a pop of blue as well in this master room, and the wallpaper is going to be slightly blue and white, or grey if you would say. I think that would be grey, and then white carpets. So yeah, also very plain and simple, not much clutter in this room. At least I like to leave some rooms a bit empty just so that they have space to walk around. And then I am deciding on the wallpaper for the walkways. So yeah, I had to go one by one. I know it's so annoying, so many people press shift and it covers the whole room. Unfortunately, when I was doing that, it would cover the whole room as well as the whole outside. I don't know why it does it sometimes, but who knows? We'll figure it out. So yeah, I just did it one by one, and now we just adding a little study area here. So maybe, I don't know, when you have guests over, or if your parents have a meeting, I don't know. I like to think of storylines to do when I create these homes. So I would think that the parents are, the mother's a doctor and the father is a lawyer, and they do really well in their jobs. They are high up in their careers, preferably maybe becoming a manager or a boss or owner of one of the companies, I don't know. And then the children, obviously the girl is very self-driven, she completes her homework, she does everything that she needs to do, and then the boy is just interested in playing games and just socializing with his mates, so he has no interest in school at all. So yeah, I was thinking that could be like the perfect family that lives here. So that's why everything is so modern, because the parents are very wealthy, and they like to impress their guests. So so yeah, so now we're just finishing the decorating of the walkway. Not much, so just a few pictures and a side table just to fill the space, and then we just added a fence for the stairway. And now we just, after this, we're going to move on to the balcony. The balcony is quite big, so I did a whole braai area along with 2 seats. I did try make them L shapes, but it didn't work properly. But anyways, so yeah, so that's on the balcony. And then downstairs we do have lounger chairs now after the Sims 4 update, so at least your Sims can sit on a chair and we don't have to create them ourselves, where we put a normal chair and then an ottoman on the end to make it look like a lounger. So now we actually do have a lounger in multiple colors, which is really awesome. And yeah, so then I'll just create the landscaping area as well as put a fountain. And yeah, so that's about it with this build. We are almost at the end, and then at the end we do have a whole bunch of snippets of each room and the home in general once this video is complete. So if you would like to see that, then keep on watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.